Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a new Tesla video update. So today we'll be going over the action in the stock price itself, and of course any and all news that is regarding Tesla, or the major ones at least. So today was a bit of a rough day in general for the market, though, to be honest. So Tesla was down about 4.2% on the day, which again, like I said, is not unexpected, right? Once you have such a parabolic move, knowing Tesla, it can easily just continue it, but sometimes it can also just go ahead and consolidate, drop a bit, breathe, which is perfectly normal after such a move. The point is that's really nice to see is the fact that it did drop actually quite low, all the way to 1121, and they got eaten up pretty aggressively and ended up closing the day right at this 1149.59, which isn't that bad, actually. I think that's a pretty okay close to where we can still easily have a nice, rally maybe tomorrow or throughout the week. So overall, I'm still obviously pretty bullish on this overall movement as to what I see happening in the next, couple of days, weeks, even honestly the rest of the month. I'm still overall bullish. So taking a look at the chart, you can see one thing I wouldn't be surprised again if somehow we pull all the way back to like pretty much 1100 on the dot. We got pretty close to there today, but again, it's not uncommon to retest a breakout of the bull flag. So again, would not be super surprised if we somehow see a pullback all the way to 1100 and then bounce off of that aggressively. Also, of course, depends on the market and the indexes as well. You can see the SPY was down, SPY was flat, but the NASDAQ, the QQQ was down 1.3%. So overall, a pretty bad day for growth names and things like that. Higher risk plays essentially because the yields did rise, the 10-year yields, the treasuries. So usually when that happens, that implies that these higher risk stocks are gonna, or the growth higher risk stocks will have a bit of a tougher day overall. So keep that in mind. So it's not just like it's Tesla specifically or anything like that. But again, as long as we maintain our position above this trend line, above this bull flag, and as long as we don't break back under it, I'm bullish. I'm not concerned. I'll just be buying the dips personally, playing Tesla myself. I have long shares, I have trade shares. I'm not worried at all. If it keeps falling, if it goes down to low 1100s, I'm personally going to be buying the dip. So again, not worried. I think we have a very positive outlook for the rest of the month. So that should be all good. But moving on to some news, you can see here, Tesla cashes some flag for opening a store in, I don't know how to pronounce this, Xinjiang, which already has a Ford and GM showroom and a VW car plant. On top of that, there's also like the whole criticism around that in that area regarding how they treat essentially humans in general. So there's a bit of a flack around this situation. Now this is kind of getting more into politics and stuff. We're not gonna dive too deeply in that, but that is something that is of course on people's radar. On top of this, actually, Tesla had the highest overall 9% market share of all brands in the United Kingdom in December. So you can see here, that's a pretty impressive. I mean, look at this, 36%. Pretty just dominant over here. So you can see the electric tidal wave, essentially the green tidal wave, as Dan Ives says, is truly taking shape here. It's getting quite aggressive, and you can see Tesla is of course taking the lion's share of that because they're just by far the most well-positioned company to dominate that situation. Now, something that's pretty funny is a lot of Tesla investors, myself included, have a very distasteful opinion, if you will, of GM and their CEO Mary, because of just essentially how much she lies. A lot of lies about her, regarding her and what she says, how they're leading the way, and Joe Biden, of course, how he says like they're leading the way. Let's be honest here, that's obviously all politics, right? So the thing that's funny about that, though, is today was a post saying how Toyota dethrones GM as a U.S. sales leader after nearly a century on top. Of course, GM a century on top. So GM got dethroned by Toyota for ICE cars, I'm assuming in this case, because they don't really sell any EVs at all. So maybe some hybrids here and there for Toyota. But it's just kind of funny how not only are they just completely lying about how apparently they're the leaders in EV sales, which they quite obviously are not, but on top of that, even in the category that they essentially were more or less the leaders in, they're also getting dethroned in that. So now they're not leading literally anything. Just, I don't know, almost like karma, if you will, which is, I think, quite funny. Following that, we also have a price target raise once again at Daiwa Securities, raising their target from 1050 to 1150, which is essentially where we're at right now. Anyways, we're literally at 1150 right now, so this is their price target. But a lot of these price targets, I've noticed some of them, people don't even have. I don't think it was these guys, but there was one firm whose price target I think is 1050 right now. They just raised it to, but apparently they stated how they don't even have the 2 new gigafactories coming online, Texas and Berlin. They don't even have those two in their model overall for Tesla, which is just kind of strange, which explains why their price target's only 1050 or something like that, or around that level. Once they put those 2 factories into their models, I mean, my goodness, come on, those 2 factories are going to be probably outperforming even Shanghai once they finally get up to scale, especially Texas. I think Texas is supposed to be like the epitome of like true, engineering marvel and whatnot, like the cream of the crop of all the factories ever, and especially Teslas as well. So that's gonna be quite exciting once those come online. But either way, guys, quick little update for you today on Tesla price action. Again, those are the updates for the news. I wouldn't worry about the actual stock price too much if I were you. So guys, it's really nothing to be concerned about, in my opinion. The only time I would get concerned personally is if I see this thing fall back under this line and close. Not fall, but close. More specifically, fall is already a little bit kind of like, okay, that's not so good, but a close under this line, somewhere on this line, that would be pretty not good. So that's something we just want to make sure that doesn't happen. And as long as we're above it, I'm bullish, I'm happy, I'm chilling, and I am not worried. And I'm just essentially actually buying the dip. So that's about it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think about it down below. The bulls should not be worried just yet, in my opinion. So we're still, the path ahead of us is still clear, in my opinion. So either way, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. See you guys for the next one. Peace.